Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. You guys sent us this really interesting transcript called Pasted Text from a podcast, Real Life English.
Okay.
And it's all about using English like in the real world, not just like textbook English, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna jump into that today.
Awesome. Real life English. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a juicy topic, I think. So, what I found really fascinating was this idea that real life English it's not always about being grammatically perfect.
Right.
It's more about getting your point across.
Exactly.
Like in a natural way, even if you bend the rules a little.
Yeah. It's about connecting with people, you know?
Yeah.
Using the language to actually communicate and build relationships.
The example that really cracked me up was, picture this. You're at a fast food place.
Okay.
You're feeling all proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Because you just ordered a cheeseburger with perfect grammar.
I love it.
Right. Like you nailed it.
Yeah.
And then the cashier hits you with,
Oh, no.
do you want fries with that?
Classic.
And suddenly your brain just freezes.
It's so true, though.
You're like, wait, what? All that textbook English just went out the window?
Exactly.
So it's like a curveball, you know?
It is, because real conversations, they don't follow a script.
Yeah,
you know?
right. So how do we get better at this whole adapting on the fly thing?
Well, the transcript had some really practical advice.
Okay.
For example, like when you're ordering food,
Uh-huh.
instead of saying, "Can I have," which is a bit formal, right?
Yeah.
You try using phrases like, "I'll take a ship," or "I'd like."
Oh, that's a good one.
It just makes you sound more confident, like you're in control.
I like that.
And it sort of implies you've already made up your mind.
Yeah. It's like, I know what I want.
Right, exactly.
Confidence, yeah.
Confidence.
I'm loving it.
And it reminded me of another tip from the podcast.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how native speakers order. Oh, that's such a good hack.
It is. It's like free language lessons
Yeah, totally.
happening all around you.
It's true.
Just listen to the rhythm, the phrases.
Sometimes I even find myself like picking up new words just by eavesdropping.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
It's like a little language treasure hunt.
It is. You're like, ooh, what was that?
Ooh, I like that word.
Yeah. You gotta steal those little gems. you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so another real life situation that we all face
Oh, yeah.
is small talk, right?
Small talk. Yeah.
So, what I found interesting was that the source emphasized that small talk isn't actually about having deep conversations. It's more about
building rapport.
Yeah. Like just connecting on a basic level.
Exactly. Like signaling, hey, I'm friendly. I'm open to chatting.
I'm approachable.
Yeah, exactly.
And they gave some great examples of these casual phrases like,
how's it gone?
Yeah.
Or crazy weather we're having, huh?
The weather. Classic.
Right. And it's funny because these phrases, they're not like grammatically complex or anything.
No, not at all.
They convey this sense of...
They convey ease. And connection.
Yeah.
It's like a social lubricant, you know?
And this made me think about how textbook English and real life English, they can be pretty different, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like in textbooks, it's all about accuracy.
Yes.
You know? Like getting the grammar perfect.
Yeah, the rules.
But in real life, it's more about fluency. And just getting your meaning across.
Exactly.
Even if it's a little messy.
Even if you stumble a bit.
Yeah. I've definitely been there where I'm like so focused on speaking perfectly that I end up sounding like a robot.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Right. Like, it's like I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, you're in your head too much.
Instead of just letting the conversation flow.
Yeah.
And, and the source actually touched on something really important about this, which is embracing mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they actually said that even native speakers
for sure.
make mistakes all the time.
All the time.
So it's okay.
It's part of being human, right?
Mess up a little.
Yeah, and it's part of the learning process.
Yeah, and I remember this funny example they gave.
Oh, tell me.
Where this person mispronounced beach. In a way that, well, let's just say it made for a pretty awkward situation.
I can imagine.
But the point is, those kinds of mistakes, they can be
valuable
learning moments.
Yeah, totally.
If you can laugh at yourself.
Exactly.
Have a sense of humor about it.
It takes the pressure off.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, so moving on to another classic real-life scenario.
Okay.
Asking for directions.
Oh, the dreaded direction.
Right, when you're in a new place.
Yeah.
Or even just trying to find like a hidden gem.
Or like a decent coffee shop, right?
A good coffee shop, exactly.
Yeah.
Knowing how to ask for directions.
Yeah.
Clearly and confidently can be a lifesaver.
It can be. It can be stressful, though.
Oh, it is.
You're like, oh, I hope I don't sound stupid.
Right. And it's not just about knowing the right phrases.
It's also about listening, right?
It is. It is.
Because people might speak fast.
Oh, yeah.
They might use local slang.
Or give you directions that are like
oh, yeah.
landmarks.
Yeah, like turn left at the big tree.
A big tree. Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a real-time listening challenge.
It is. You got to be on your toes.
Yeah, you got to adapt on the fly.
Yeah.
And they gave some really useful phrases like, how do I get to...
Yeah, classic.
Is this the right bus for?
Uh-huh.
Or even like, can you point me towards?
That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think what could really help in these situations is having the confidence to ask clarifying questions.
Oh, for sure.
Like, if you don't understand something, don't be afraid to be like, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah.
Or do you mean...
Or is that near the big tree?
Exactly.
You know, like, use those landmarks.
Yeah, it's better to ask for clarification.
Oh, absolutely.
Than to end up completely lost.
Totally.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about confidence more broadly. Because even if you have a good grasp of grammar and vocab, nerves can still get in the way.
Oh, for sure, especially in new situations.
Exactly.
Like, your brain just shuts down.
Right. You're like, wait, I know this, but...
You're like, I can't speak.
And the source had a really good point about this, which is start small.
Start small, yeah.
You don't have to jump into, like,
right.
a heated debate at a pub.
No.
On your first day.
On your first day.
Big step.
Baby steps, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just saying.
Good morning to your neighbor.
Good morning to your neighbor.
Ordering a coffee.
Or asking, how much is this? At a shop.
Yeah, simple things.
Right.
Yeah.
Like little interactions that
build up
your confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and even ordering a coffee can be like...
It can be a victory.
A little victory, yeah.
Especially if you do it in English.
And this reminds me of another tip from the source, which is use technology.
To
your advantage. Yeah. Like language learning apps, conversation exchange platforms.
Oh, I love those.
These can be amazing ways to practice with real people, but in a safe and supportive environment.
Exactly. It's like training wheels.
It's like training wheels.
Yeah.
Before you hit the real road.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it's amazing how technology has changed.
It's revolutionized the way we learn languages.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But even with all these tools, I think one of the biggest hurdles for language learners
what is it?
Is overcoming that fear.
Fear of...
making mistakes.
Oh, the fear.
Right. It can feel...
so embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
To mess up in front of others.
Totally. Yeah.
And it can hold us back from practicing.
It can. It can really hold you back.
And from progressing.
Yeah.
But the source reminded us that everyone
makes mistakes. Even native speakers.
Native speakers.
So it's really
part of the game.
Part of the process.
It is.
And what matters is that you're putting yourself out there.
Putting yourself out there, yeah.
That you're trying.
Yeah.
And that you're learning from those stumbles.
Exactly. It's all about the effort, you know?
Yeah, it's about the effort.
The willingness to try.
The willingness to try.
Yeah. And I think it's helpful to reframe mistakes as learning opportunities.
Oh, I love that.
Right. Instead of seeing them as failures,
we
can view them as stepping stones.
Stepping stones.
On our language journey.
On the path to fluency.
Exactly. It's all about shifting
your perspective.
Our perspective.
Yeah.
So what about you?
What about me?
What's resonating with you so far from this deep dive?
You know, what's really striking me is how much this source emphasizes connection. It's not about perfect grammar.
Yeah.
It's not about...
sounding like a textbook.
Yeah, sounding like a robot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about using language to
connect
with people.
To build relationships.
Yeah, to navigate real-life situations and just to express yourself authentically.
I completely agree. Like, it's about seeing language as a tool.
Yeah.
For building bridges.
Building bridges.
Between people. For sharing experiences.
Yes.
and for creating a sense of belonging.
Oh, I love that sense of belonging.
Right, and that feels so much more liberating and empowering.
It does.
Than just striving for perfection.
It takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
So are you ready to dive into some of these fun hacks?
Oh, yeah. Bring on the hacks.
But the source mentioned for taking our real-life English to the next level?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Okay, so one of the things I always find fascinating is idioms.
Idioms, yeah.
They add, like, so much flavor to the language.
Yeah, they're like little secret codes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're like little puzzles.
And the source mentioned some classics.
Okay, like what?
Like raining cats and dogs.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Or piece of cake.
Piece of cake, easy peasy.
And I remember when I first started learning English, those expressions were like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What does that even mean?
It makes no sense if you think about it literally.
Yeah, right?
Like cats and dogs falling from the sky.
Right, exactly.
But it's so funny, though.
Yeah, and it's interesting because idioms often reflect like cultural things.
Cultural nuances, like shared experiences.
Like raining cats and dogs probably came from.
Oh, from like way back when.
Way back when, yeah.
Heavy rain would like wash all the stray animals.
Oh, I never thought about it that way.
Into the streets.
Interesting.
So it's like a visual, you know.
So it's not just about
it's not just the word.
Learning the meaning.
It's the whole picture.
It's like the context, yeah.
Yeah, the background.
The cultural background.
The story behind it.
Yeah. And sometimes the meaning can change depending
that's true.
on the situation, like break a leg.
Oh yeah, break a leg.
Means good luck.
Good luck.
But you wouldn't say that to someone who's
about to literally break a leg.
Literally about to break a leg, right?
Oh no.
You'd probably get slapped. Right.
Yeah.
So it highlights how
context is key.
Is so important.
It is.
In real life English.
Yeah.
We can't just memorize phrases in isolation.
Yeah, it's got to fit the system.
You got to understand how to use them.
Yeah, like when and where.
Yeah, when and where.
Yeah.
Appropriately.
Exactly.
And that's where another hack from the source comes in.
Okay, what is it?
Which is using media as a learning tool.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Like movies, TV shows,
podcasts, music.
Yeah, it's like
everything.
It's like language immersion.
Yeah.
Without having to travel.
Without leaving your couch.
Exactly.
Which is great for me.
I love it.
Because I'm a bit lazy.
I love watching movies and TV shows in English. Yeah. It's just...
What do you watch?
So much more engaging than just...
Yeah, it's more fun...
Reading a textbook?
Than like grammar exercises.
Yeah, and you pick up on so many things like pronunciation.
Pronunciation's huge.
Slang.
Humor.
You get the jokes.
Yeah, you get the jokes.
Which is important.
Right.
Because humor is such a cultural thing.
And the source emphasized the importance of active listening.
Active listening, yeah.
Don't just like passively watch
right.
or listen.
Yeah, you gotta be engaged.
Try to pay attention to the nuances of the language.
Yeah, like what words are they using?
Right.
How are they putting the sentences together?
What kind of vocabulary?
Are they using any like idioms or slang?
Are there any patterns?
Yeah. You gotta be like a detective, you know?
A language detective.
Language detective, yeah, exactly.
I like that, a language detective.
Write that down.
And I think it's helpful to choose media
that you genuinely enjoy.
Oh, yeah, that's key.
Because then it feels more like
entertainment
than studying.
And then work.
Right. And you're more likely to...
Stay engaged.
You're
not going to fall asleep.
Exactly. I remember when I was first learning English.
Okay.
I was obsessed with this.
What was it?
British sitcom.
Oh, British sitcoms are the best.
I would just watch it.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Mimicking
accents. Trying to use their expressions in my own conversations.
Yeah, so it's
so much fun.
It's like osmosis, you know?
It is, yeah.
You're just absorbing it.
And it helped me to internalize the rhythm and flow.
The music of the language.
Yeah, the music of the language.
You know, how it really sounds.
The real life English.
In the wild.
In the wild.
Yeah.
All right. And speaking of absorbing nuances, the source recommends a hack.
What is it?
That can feel a bit awkward at first.
Oh, no.
But it's incredibly helpful.
Intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay. Are you ready?
Hit me with it.
Record yourself.
Oh, record yourself.
Speaking English?
Speaking English.
I know. It sounds weird, right?
It's a bit cringe, isn't it?
It's a bit cringy.
Hearing your own voice.
But it's such a powerful tool for self-assessment.
It's like holding up a mirror
Yeah.
to your language.
Exactly. Because when you listen back to yourself, you can identify areas where you need to improve.
Like where you're stumbling.
Yeah, like...
Or your pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
Yeah.
Grammar.
Fluency.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
It's like having your own...
language coach.
Personal language coach.
Yeah.
But without having to pay.
Without the expensive fees.
For it.
Right, exactly.
Right. I've tried this before.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much you can learn by just listening.
Objectively.
To yourself.
Yeah, you're like...
You might notice.
Oh, I didn't realize I was...
Oh, I'm mumbling.
Mumbling that word.
That word. Or that I'm using the wrong...
intonation.
Citation.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fascinating.
And as you keep practicing...
and you get braver.
And recording yourself...
braver.
You'll start to notice.
Like improvements.
You'll be like, oh, I'm getting better.
It's like a progress tracker.
It is.
And it helps build that confidence.
Confidence is key.
I think it's also helpful to compare your recordings to like...
native speakers?
Yeah, native speakers.
Okay.
There are so many resources online now.
Oh, there are, yeah.
Where you can listen to authentic English conversations.
Yeah.
And just pay attention to things like...
the pronunciation.
The
rhythm, the stress.
The rhythm. Yeah.
All that good stuff.
The stress.
Yeah, that makes it sound natural.
Yeah. And it leads to this broader point about embracing.
Embracing what?
Your own unique voice.
Ah, your own voice.
In English.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Don't be afraid.
Right. Don't be afraid to
experiment. Have fun with the language.
Yeah. Because it's yours now, you know?
It's yours.
You can do what you want with it.
And as you become more comfortable, you'll naturally develop your own style and way of expressing yourself.
You find your English groove.
I love that, finding your English groove.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. It's not about
a textbook.
Sounding like a textbook.
Or a robot.
It's about using language as a tool.
Yeah.
To connect with others.
And
express
yourself.
Your own unique personality.
Your beautiful, unique self.
And the source mainly focus on spoken English.
Right. But there's another side
to the written word.
Yeah, the written word, that's important too.
Emails,
oh yeah.
Texts. Social media posts.
Ugh.
These are all...
That's real life.
English too.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
And they come with their own set of...
challenges.
And opportunities.
Rewards, So,
how can we apply these principles...
Okay, good question.
...of real-life English?
Yeah, so we've talked about speaking...
You are written communication.
I'll bring that into our writing.
What are some tips?
Well, I think one important thing is to consider the level of formality.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, you wouldn't write an email to your boss the same way you would text your best friend.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right, like, hey dude, what's up? To your boss. Probably not a good idea.
No, definitely not.
So what are some other like practical tips?
Okay, yeah, let's get practical.
For mastering this whole like written real life English thing.
Okay, yeah, give us the goods.
All right. Well, one thing that I always try to do is think about my audience.
Oh, the audience, yeah.
Like, who am I writing to?
Okay.
What's my relationship with them? What are they expecting? That's
a good point. Yeah, it's like tailoring your outfit to the occasion.
Right.
Exactly. You wouldn't wear a ball gown to a barbecue.
No, you wouldn't.
And you wouldn't use like super formal language in a casual text message.
Nope, no way.
Right.
And just like with speaking, I think it's important to be clear and concise in your writing.
Oh yeah. Get to the point.
Yeah. Make sure your reader can actually understand what you're trying to say.
Especially nowadays, I think, with everyone so busy.
Oh yeah, everyone's overwhelmed with information.
Nobody wants to read these long, rambling emails or texts.
No, nobody's got time for that.
People appreciate brevity.
Brevity, yes. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, yeah. Get to the point.
But you know, even though we're talking about writing, I think the goal is still...
to connect.
To connect with the reader.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? Like, how do we convey that connection in writing?
Well, I think one way is to use language that's appropriate for the relationship.
Okay.
Right? If I'm writing to a close friend, I might use like more informal language.
Yeah.
Slang, emojis.
Oh yeah, throw in some emojis.
But if I'm writing to like a colleague or a potential client, then obviously it's going to be more professional, more respectful.
So it's like finding that balance.
Yeah, the sweet spot.
Between formality And personality.
Yeah, you want to sound professional, but not robotic.
Right. Not like a robot.
And friendly, but not like overly casual.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
It's a delicate dance.
It is a delicate dance.
It is.
All right, so any other tips for nailing written real life English?
Oh, one more. That's crucial.
Okay.
Proofreading.
Proofreading, yes.
Always proofread.
Double check.
Triple check.
Before you hit that send button.
Because it's so easy to make mistakes, when you're typing quickly.
Oh, yeah, typos.
Grammatical errors.
And those little things can really affect how you come across.
Oh, yeah, it can make you look unprofessional.
Right.
Or it can even, completely change the meaning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Of what you're trying to say.
A little typo can.
Right. So it's worth those extra few minutes.
Yeah,
to make sure everything's clear, concise, and error-free.
And I think a good tip is to read your writing out loud.
Oh, that's a good one.
Before you send it.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Because you can catch things.
Yeah.
That you might not notice.
When you're just reading it in your head.
Yeah, when you're reading silently.
Yeah.
Like awkward phrasing.
Yeah, it sounds different when you hear it.
Or little grammatical errors.
Totally.
Right.
And it just shows how connected spoken and written English really are.
Yeah.
Right? Like the skills you develop in one can really help you in the other.
It's all connected.
It's all connected, yeah.
And it's about finding those connections and applying those real life principles to different situations.
Absolutely. It's like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so as we're wrapping up this deep dive, what's your biggest takeaway?
What's really striking me is how real life English is.
Mm-hmm.
It's about so much more than just language.
Okay, I like where this is going. Tell me more.
It's about understanding those cultural nuances, adapting to different social contexts.
Yeah, reading the room, so to speak.
And ultimately, using language as this tool to build bridges.
To build bridges, yeah.
To create
meaningful connections.
Yeah, meaningful connections. It's about
like real human interaction.
Embracing the messiness.
Yeah, the messiness.
The spontaneity.
Yeah, the unexpected turns.
Of real life interactions.
That's where the fun is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Both spoken and written.
Spoken, written, all of it.
Right.
It's all part of the rich tapestry of communication.
I love that. The rich tapestry of communication.
That's a good one. Write that down.
Okay, writing it down.
So to our listener out there,
we
encourage you to keep practicing, keep experimenting, and keep embracing those real-world interactions.
Because every conversation is a chance to
connect. Every mistake is a
learning opportunity.
And
every aha moment.
Every aha moment
is a victory on this
incredible
language journey.
Yeah.
Well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. So until next time.
Happy exploring, everyone.